On Christmas Eve, an unexpected incident occurred at Wuyue Plaza in Taiyuan, Shanxi. The Christmas tree and decorations in the center of the mall were suddenly attacked by shoppers, and the situation quickly spiraled out of control. Witnesses described that around 8 p.m., a large crowd gathered around the Christmas tree in the center of the mall. The beautiful decorations on the tree caught everyone's attention, and many people stopped to admire them. But then, unexpectedly, one shopper climbed over the barrier and started taking down the decorations. This act quickly sparked others to follow suit, and soon chaos broke out. In the face of this sudden rush, mall staff tried to stop the behavior, repeatedly shouting, "Don't grab! There are wires inside! It's dangerous!" But amid the chaos, no one paid attention. One staff member recalled, "We kept trying to stop them, but we couldn't. Many people ignored us, and some even pushed us away." The staff member also mentioned that some people climbed the tree and pulled down decorations from higher up, including gift boxes and stuffed toys. However, the gift boxes were empty, just cardboard. In the end, the beautifully decorated tree was severely damaged by the crowd. It started leaning and was on the verge of toppling, creating a dangerous situation. According to the mall manager, the total value of the tree and its decorations exceeded tens of thousands of yuan. After the looting, the mall had to spend extra time and resources to clean up the scene and restore order. The incident quickly attracted widespread attention on social media, with many people expressing condemnation of such uncivilized behavior. Some said, "There's nothing inside, so I don't understand what they were grabbing." One person commented, "The behavior of these people is really appalling. I wonder how they would feel if they realized they were grabbing empty boxes." Others accused the looters of using the excuse of resisting foreign holidays as a cover for their blatant theft. As Christmas and New Year's approached, many malls, supermarkets, and entertainment venues were decorated with Christmas trees, snow scenes, and twinkling lights to create a festive atmosphere. However, these decorations also posed potential fire hazards. A similar incident took place in Chengdu, Sichuan, where local residents experienced a shocking accident. On the evening of December 25th, a 10-meter Christmas tree at Sanli Plaza in Chengdu's bustling district suddenly caught fire. The fire quickly consumed the decorations on the tree. Video footage from the scene showed that the fire started from the side of the tree in the sunken plaza on the B1 level of the mall. The flames were fierce, and thick smoke quickly engulfed the entire tree. Many shoppers gathered around, taking photos with their phones. After a few minutes, a security guard and mall staff attempted to put out the fire with extinguishers. In the end, the tree was reduced to a blackened skeleton. Mall staff later explained that the fire was caused by a short circuit in the lights. Fortunately, no one was injured. Some netizens humorously commented, "Christmas turned into a bonfire festival." Others discussed, "Lucky it was outdoors, because if it had been indoors, it would have been much worse." By the way, the mall staff was a bit slow to respond. Some netizens shared photos of the tree before the fire, saying, "This is what it looked like before. It was so beautiful." In a similar incident, on December 21st, a Christmas tree in Yangjiaqing, Chongqing, was set on fire shortly after being placed, leaving behind only a sad empty metal frame. Chinese media reported that the fire was deliberately set, possibly as an act of protest against the Western holiday of Christmas. In recent years, the Chinese government has made efforts to resist what it sees as an invasion of Western culture. This resistance has manifested not only in policies, but also in everyday life. For example, some local governments have ordered merchants to stop using Christmas decorations to avoid the influence of Western culture. This has sparked public attention and debate, even leading to heated discussions online about whether Christmas should be celebrated in China. However, this year, the anti-Christmas sentiment seems to have faded. The online debates about whether or not to celebrate Christmas have almost disappeared. In fact, there are now holiday shopping promotions online, with some businesses offering blue envelopes for customers who forgot to prepare Christmas gifts. Even state-run media such as China Daily published cartoons featuring Santa Claus on December 23rd. Netizen Mr. Wu remarked, "In the past, there were a lot of anti-Christmas content around this time, but this year, suddenly no one seems to care about it. Everywhere online, people are celebrating Christmas." Dissident Chen Siming analyzed that this shift is linked to China's economic situation. He said, "With such high unemployment and the economy on the verge of collapse, the economic crisis has turned into a social crisis, which could become a political crisis at any moment. Chen Xinming believes that the Chinese government is afraid. They're sitting on a volcano, and who knows, there could be another white paper movement or social movement, and the government could collapse at any time. They're even more scared than we are. For many Chinese people, especially the younger generation, Christmas has become one of the most lively and celebrated holidays in China. Additionally, it's a prime opportunity for businesses to attract customers at the end of the year. Supermarkets are packed with goods, and various sales and promotional events happen one after another. Young people are swept up in the festive atmosphere, their desire to shop ignited. Even those who don't celebrate the holiday often buy gifts to add a touch of festivity to their lives. However, Christmas 2024 seems to have almost disappeared from people's lives. People noticed that this year, walking down the streets, there were very few Christmas-themed promotions. Only a few malls had decorations inside, and there were no groups of friends taking photos around Christmas trees. Young people seem to have lost interest in gathering and celebrating. Popular venues like bars, KTVs, and restaurants, which were once lively, are eerily quiet. In cities like Shanghai, where Christmas was once celebrated with much enthusiasm, the atmosphere this year was completely different.
In
Shanghai, there's no holiday atmosphere at all. They don't even put up lights on Christmas Eve or set up a Christmas tree. It's so boring. It feels just like my village. It's pointless. I'm leaving tomorrow. Today, I want to show you the Christmas atmosphere in Shanghai. At first glance, it seems lively, but once you walk a few steps away from those trendy spots, the streets are eerily quiet. This is Wukong Road, and this is Yongfu Road. Whether we celebrate Christmas or not doesn't really matter. The nights in Shanghai are becoming increasingly subdued. I hope the city's nightlife makes a quick comeback.
Usually, during the Christmas season, Shanghai Disneyland sees a peak in visitors. According to Hong Kong newspaper Mingpao, on Christmas Eve and Christmas Day, Universal Studios in Shanghai only had about 20,000 visitors, despite their usual 40,000 visitors daily. Besides Shanghai, Changsha has been known for its strong Christmas atmosphere, but now even Changsha is experiencing a quieter holiday. A netizen from Changsha shared that they had expected the streets to be bustling with activity, just like in previous years. However, this year, the special police were deployed, and the streets were eerily quiet. As Christmas and New Year's Eve approaches, areas like Beijing's Sanlitun, which are usually very busy, are now sparsely populated. The Blue Harbor shopping mall has almost no festive atmosphere. On Christmas Eve, someone visited Universal Studios, and even the most popular attractions had wait times under 20 minutes. They could even get front row spots for the parade, and even Chang'an Street wasn't experiencing traffic jams. A Beijing taxi driver noted that in the past, around 7 or 8 p.m., driving on Chang'an Street would be so congested that it was barely moving. Now the traffic is much lighter. West End Mall is closing at the end of the year, and you no longer need to queue for a meal at restaurants near Wangfujing. Even the subway line number 1, usually crowded at rush hour, often has empty seats after peak times. Activists from Hebei, Ji Feng, said no one cares about celebrating Christmas anymore. Hotels and restaurants on the streets are closing down, and hardly anyone is going out. Bars and lounges are empty now. A restaurant owner noted that the restaurant, hotel, and shopping mall industries are seeing noticeable downturns. Many restaurants are struggling to survive until the new year. Some restaurants are empty, and if this continues, they will have to shut down and close for the holiday. A man from Wuhan posted on Douyin saying,
Today is Christmas, and I went out to experience the holiday atmosphere. I expected the streets to be bustling and festive, but surprisingly, they were quiet and devoid of any holiday spirit. Eventually, I came across a vendor selling Christmas gifts. The ground was covered with these beautiful items, yet they were untouched, with no sales. What's going on with people? Why has everyone suddenly stopped celebrating Christmas?
Blogger Wang Shiwen said,
I don't know if you've noticed, but there's absolutely no Christmas atmosphere this year. In Nanchang, there's a major mall that's usually decorated with Christmas trees and lights, but this year there's nothing. Even the stores aren't running any special events. This really shows how bad the economy is. People just don't have money. Without money, who's going to go out and spend on activities? I checked the movie ticket prices, and they're 50 yuan each. 2 people watching a movie cost 100 yuan. I can't imagine how tough business has been this year. If I weren't working in the internet industry, I probably wouldn't have anything to eat. Everyone is struggling. I don't know what it's like where you are, but here, there's no festive vibe, and no one is out shopping. This time of year should be packed. Nightlife should be kicking off, especially on Christmas Eve, but it's all just very quiet.
The cooling of Christmas isn't due to a sudden shift in Chinese people's attitude towards Western holidays, but due to real economic pressures. There was a time when Christmas felt like a full-blown celebration for young people in China. Giant Christmas trees in shopping malls, twinkling lights on the streets, Santa figurines everywhere. The festive atmosphere rivaled that of traditional Chinese holidays. But now, with the economy in a prolonged slump, state-owned enterprises have been cutting wages and laying off workers. Small businesses are on the brink of collapse, and unemployment is rising. People are finding it harder to make ends meet, with rising costs for housing, car loans, and childcare eating up savings. Those who once splurged on expensive Christmas gifts, fancy dinners, and wild nights at the bar now find themselves scrutinizing every expense, questioning its necessity. Mr. Huang, who runs a gift business, posted on Douyin saying,
今年我们市场的圣诞节的生意算是
Christmas sales at our market this year have been downright dismal. This is the worst I've seen in all my years. In the past, Christmas and Valentine's Day seasons were always bustling with activity. I don't know exactly why, but it feels like even couples are cutting back on gift giving, or maybe it's just the overall economic situation. People are tightening their belts and saving wherever they can. In previous years, Christmas gift sets and hot-selling items would see prices soar, but this year, it's like nothing's happening, calm and lifeless. A lot of vendors stocked up, hoping for a price hike or a surge in sales during Christmas, but it looks like that's not going to happen either.
Even worse, this year's movie theaters have taken a massive hit, with box office revenues plummeting to less than half of what they were during the pandemic. Christmas has always been a golden season for movies, but this year's box office can't even be described as dismal. According to movie aggregator Mao Yan, the Christmas period brought in only 77 million yuan, compared to 250 million yuan during the same period last year, a staggering 70% drop. To put it in perspective, even the lowest Christmas box office in the past decade, in 2013, managed 210 million yuan. On Christmas Eve this year, the single-day box office was just 38.5 million yuan, compared to 170 million yuan last year, less than a quarter. It was the bleakest Christmas Eve the Chinese film industry has ever seen. So, why was this year's Christmas box office so terrible? One key factor is the rising cost of movie tickets. In recent years, ticket prices have steadily climbed, especially during peak seasons, to the point where they've become unreasonable. Take this Christmas, for example. A standard 3D movie ticket cost 70 to 80 yuan, and IMAX tickets went for over 100 yuan. For the average consumer, that's just too expensive. Think about it. If a family wants to see a movie together, they're looking at a few hundred yuan just for tickets, not to mention snacks like popcorn and drinks. In today's economic climate, where people are cutting back on spending, many simply can't justify these high prices. This brings us to the deeper issue, the trend of consumption downgrading. People's incomes and spending power aren't going to improve significantly anytime soon, so cautious spending is likely to continue. And in this environment, movies, being non-essentials, are unlikely to be a priority for most consumers. As one commenter put it, sometimes when I go to the theater on a weekend, it's so empty it feels like a private screening just for me. But amid this downturn, there's at least one silver lining. The film market is becoming more rational. Speculative investors from other industries are pulling out, the draw of megastars is fading, and flashy celebrity-driven films are losing their shine. Now, more than ever, a movie's reputation matters most.